Sawasdee krab, welcome to Thai PBS English News Service. Tonight, you are with me, Bundit. Good Bundit. A low-pressure cell continues to bring heavy downpours to many provinces, and authorities are racing to handle the increasing volume of water. In Suanpung district of Ratchaburi province, however, it stopped raining last night, and there have been no more flash floods from water running off the mountain range. Still, in some areas of the district, the authorities have been unable to construct temporary bridges due to torrential water flow. Locals in Suanpung district of Ratchaburi province have to use rope slings to deliver food to some of the flood victims after a bridge linking to a local resort was washed away by a flash flood yesterday. Soldiers from the engineering department and the Prayasur Special Task Unit raced to repair damaged bridges and construct temporary ones. Chonchun Bunyanusan, governor of Ratchaburi province, has since ordered the village headman to rapidly provide help to all the affected households and farms. The water level in Dan Makham district of Kanchanaburi province, which is a catchment area for water flowing from Ban Kha and Suanpung districts, has receded. However, the authorities still have electricity supply switched off in areas where the water levels remain at a dangerous level. Meanwhile, locals in Bangkok district of Pisanulok province have to travel by boat and catch fish to eat as they wait for the flood to recede. The rising water level in the Yom River has caused it to overflow in Bung Narang district of Pichit province, prompting residents to move their belongings to higher ground. In Ayutthaya, authorities have installed water pumps at more than 10 locations that were hit by flooding last year. This includes the area surrounding the historical park. The water level in the Dao Phraya River has fallen. Bangkok Governor Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan Boripat has confirmed that he will remain in office until his term ends, even though Prompong Noparit, Thai Party spokesperson, is threatening to petition the Interior Minister to sack him from his post. Meanwhile, in response to a request by Plot Prasop Surasawadi, President of the Water and Flood Management Commission, the Bangkok chief has ordered his staff to gather information on the city's strategy of staffing sandbags into the drainage system. Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan Boripat, the Bangkok governor, said that he was not worried by Thai Party spokesperson Prompong Noparit's filing of petition with the House Committee on Corruption Protection and Suppression tomorrow to investigate graft in the city's dredging of the drainage system. He also said that he is not concerned that Prompong will ask the Interior Minister to have him removed from office, insisting that he works for the people of Bangkok, not for the government. The governor confirmed that he will stay in office for the remaining 3 months of his term and will then seek re-election. Additionally, in response to a request by Plot Prasop Surasawadi, President of the Water and Flood Management Commission, Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan has ordered his staff to gather information on the city's sandbag blockades of the drainage system, which is intended to contain water, allow it to be pumped out. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra said that the dispute over the BMA's sandbag approach has to be discussed, but stressed that the Commission is responsible for overall water management. The Premier, however, did express satisfaction that agencies from different sectors are able to synchronize their work and respond more quickly to the public's needs. The police are now preparing to file another premeditated murder charge against Dr. Supat Lauhawatana after a second DNA test on a skeleton exhumed from Dr. Supat's orchard matched one of the missing Burmese workers. However, the remaining DNA tests on skeletons did not match Samat Numtui and Orasa Kertsap's mothers, a couple who have been missing for more than 3 years. In the autopsy results announced by Assistant Professor Dr. Udomsak Unvichit, Chief of the Unit of Forensic Genetic and academic from Chulalongkorn Hospital, revealed that all 3 skeletons exhumed from Dr. Supat's orchard are male, 2 aged between 18 to 24 years old, and the other aged between 25 to 44 years old. The DNA tests on Samat Numtui's and Orasa Kertsap's mothers, however, do not match the exhumed skeletons. Pon Chanlad, a local in Phetchaburi province, also joined in the DNA tests on 3 skeletons, as his father has been missing for several years, but the results were negative. Meanwhile, investigators took DNA samples of Ida's relatives and discovered that their DNA matches the skeleton that has a 0.8 centimeter wide bullet hole in the skull. Therefore, it is now certain that the skeleton belongs to Ida, one of Dr. Supat's Burmese workers. Chulalongkorn Hospital will send its report to investigators at Tha Mai Ruok Provincial Police Station in Phetchaburi Province and police will press a further premeditated murder charge against Dr. Supat. Earlier today, Ek Lao Hawatana, Dr. Supat's son, filed a written request with the Royal Thai Police Station to have the investigation team changed. The same complaint has also been filed with the House Committee on Police Affairs. Thailand's third generation or 3G spectrum auction might face yet another delay after the administrative court called for an urgent investigation into the auction tomorrow. Earlier today, Anupap Tiralab, an independent telecommunications expert, filed a 6-count lawsuit with the administrative court against the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, or NBTC. The Association for Consumer Rights Protection also submitted a complaint to the court, and 2 more groups representing consumers will follow suit next Monday. Anupap Tirala, former president of the Thailand Telecommunication Management Academy, filed a complaint with the administrative court at 10 a.m. today, asking that the court suspend the NBTC's auction of the 2.1 GHz spectrum for 3G technology, which is due to be held from next Tuesday through Thursday. The legal challenge contains 6 counts, including Thailand's 3G coverage rollout plan, quality of service, service fees, compensation for customers, lack of standard service provision contract, and disbursement of 3G auction revenue. Anupap wants the auction to be called off until the NBTC draft a new plan that generates the highest benefit to the public while protecting consumers' rights. Likewise, Prayat Sen Virat of the Association for Consumer Rights Protection Institute also filed a complaint with the administrative court today, asking that the court nullify the NBTC's decision to qualify the 3 mobile giants for the actual auction, as one of the firms has a percentage of foreign shareholders higher than stipulated by the law. The Public Telecommunications Network and the Consumer Rights Association are also preparing to file a suit with the administrative court next Monday to ask that the 3G auction be postponed. These groups are of the opinion that the auction process does not consider the benefits of the public. Additionally, the network of telecommunications users believes that by setting the service fee after the auction is held, it is not possible to tell if the 3G service fee will be affordable or not. The network suggested that the 3G service fee should be 200 baht per month. The Constitution Court has rejected a complaint filed by academics from the National Institute of Development Administration, or NIDA, who claimed that the government's rice pledging scheme is unconstitutional. The court reasoned that the petitioners are not direct victims of the program and that the case is not within the jurisdiction of the court. NIDA academics accepted the court's verdict, saying that they will not launch another suit with other courts, but will instead use an academic approach by educating the public about the matter. The Constitution Court said in its ruling that terminating the government's rice pledging scheme is not within its jurisdiction, coupled with the fact that NIDA academics, the petitioners, are not direct victims of the program. The court has decided to turn down the lawsuit. Pimon Thampitak Sapong, chief spokesperson of the court, said that the complaint filed by NIDA academics was being dropped right away, following the court's dismissal of the case. Whether or not the petitioners can launch the same lawsuit with other agencies depend on whether those agencies have the authority to consider state policies. Adit Isarangkul Na Ayutthaya, NIDA's Dean of the School of Development Economics, also the petitioner, accepted the decision of the Charter Court, stressing that NIDA is not against the rice pledging scheme per se, but thinks that the operational methods of the program is not appropriate and will subsequently affect other sectors. The Dean thinks that the government needs to review the policy and confirmed that his group will not launch another suit with other courts, but will educate the public about the matter through an academic approach. Meanwhile, Apisit Vechachiwa, the opposition and Democrat leader, is of the opinion that the government needs to consider the damage arising from rice pledging and that it has to come clean on its rice storage and the sale of 7 to 8 million tons of state-owned rice under government-to-government or G2G contracts. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Kitirat Naranong confirmed at Fitch Rating Company's annual seminar that Thailand still has strong economic fundamentals and he will stimulate more domestic consumption amidst a global economic slowdown. Today's annual Fitch Ratings Company seminar highlighted the global economic risk to the banking sector and Thailand's credit rating. Kitirat Naranong, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, told attending investors about his confidence in Thailand. He also said that the country's credit rating has the chance to improve due to the country's strengthening economic foundation. Even though the export sector is being affected by the Eurozone debt crisis, the government has diversified its trading markets, and hence overall export activities are still expanding. The Deputy Premier, however, admitted that Thailand can no longer rely on exports to stimulate economic growth, but has to adapt by taking the role of an investor.
The government believes that these strong economic fundamentals, coupled with available capacity of public policies, will help Thailand to grow sustainably going forward. Nevertheless, the government will not be too complacent and remain vigilant on any risk that could pose negative consequences on the economy.
Somchai Satchapong, Director General of the Fiscal Policy Office, noted that at the moment, Thailand's credit rating is lower than its actual worth. Hence, the government has to clarify with credit rating agencies the country's latest economic information. If Thailand can improve its credit rating, it will help with the government's issuing of 2 trillion baht worth of bonds to invest in basic infrastructure. A higher credit rating will not only encourage investors to buy Thai government's bonds, but it will also allow the government to pay interest at a lower rate. IMX America is considered one of the major trade shows for the meeting, incentive, travel, conference and exhibition, or MICE industry. Dr. Rungtip Chonapalai talked to Paul Flankett, Managing Director of IMX Group, who discussed the challenges for the MICE industry and what Thailand has to do in order to remain a strong player in the industry.
So, Paul, I understand that this IMX in America is the second year, right?
Yeah, this is our second year. We've developed it. We've always wanted to do a show in America.
Right.
We had the opportunity back in about 3 years ago. We were invited. So we thought, this is good. Las Vegas is a great destination, as you can see. We're very happy. We've got something like 150 destinations exhibiting. The show floor is sold out already in just its second year.
Right.
There are something like 38,000 hosted buyer appointments online. So we're happy. And it seems that our exhibitors are happy.
Right. But MICE is a fast-growing business because you've been into this business for like 40 years, right?
30 years,
right.
Yeah. And I'm only 16.
Right.
No, I think MICE is a well-established sector in our meetings industry. It's been around a long time. The good news for you folks is that Thailand is well-established in the industry, in the sector. You have great international access. You have wonderful hotels. And Thailand always offers that mystique, that allure, that people say, yes, I want to go there. All you have to do now is that you're sort of at the top is make sure you stay there.
But anything that you think that it would draw back, or any concern at all for the MICE business in particular?
In Thailand?
Right.
I think what you have to do, as I said earlier, is to keep reinventing yourself.
Right.
You have to come up with new ideas, new approaches. You're so well established. A lot of your people in the industry here in Thailand are well known and they're professionals.
Right.
And so they have to look and say, what is the competition doing? If you look around you here, you see all these other destinations. You're all fighting for the same business.
Right.
You have an advantage, you're well established. And in troubled times financially across the world, the buyers may be looking and saying, let's play it safe. Let's go with an established favorite.
Right.
Others are being pursued by new destinations. So what you have to do is stay there.
Right.
You have to be very careful in that situation.
And that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS English News Service. Thank you very much for tuning in. And again, I am Bundit, wishing you a very good night. สวัสดีครับ